McBride was driving a van on Edgware Road in London. He needed to pass a trolley car, sort of a cross between a tram and a bus, and he did so dangerously by swinging around it into the face of oncoming traffic. He struck an oncoming car, and the occupant of that car was killed. McBride was charged with causing death by dangerous driving. At the trial, the prosecution sought to lead evidence that he was affected by alcohol at the time of the incident. The defence objected to the admission of that evidence. The defence argument was that to identify dangerous driving, it was necessary to look objectively at the driving itself and nothing more. On this argument, any allegation of intoxication might help establish why dangerous driving occurred, but it could not be used to show that the driving itself was dangerous in the first place. The prosecution argument, on the other hand, was that the question of whether the driver was intoxicated or not was central to the question of whether the driver was driving safely. On that argument, driving while intoxicated is almost inherently a form of dangerous driving, and the intoxication is a circumstance in which a bystander, no matter how observant, would not be aware of all the circumstances relevant to the issue whether the accused was driving dangerously. Under those circumstances, the test had to go beyond a strict objective test. The court found that the evidence was admissible. Justice Ashworth said, "In the opinion of this court, if a driver is adversely affected by drink, this fact is a circumstance relevant to the issue whether he was driving dangerously. Evidence to this effect is of probative value and is admissible in law. However, the mere fact that the driver has had drink is not of itself relevant. In order to render evidence as to the drink taken by the driver admissible, such evidence must tend to show that the amount of drink taken was such as would adversely affect a driver, or alternatively, that the driver was in fact adversely affected." This case tells us that while dangerous driving is to be determined objectively in most ways, if there are factors particular to this individual driver, such as their level of intoxication, evidence of those factors can be relevant to whether they were driving dangerously at the time of the charge.